Assalamualaikum and a very good morning. I am Nur Izzati Hanani binti Abdul Aziz, and today I will be presented about my final project for the course ENW4242 editing. So in this work, these are my contents. First one is Hidayah's edited text, where I will be reviewing Nick Nur Hidayah Munira works, and then the second one is the overview of the work. Third is the remaining errors, and lastly is the constructive feedbacks. All right. So for the introduction, the main objective of this presentation is to analyze the editing decisions applied to the text. By examining these edits, we can evaluate whether the corrections successfully improve the clarity, the grammar, and readability of the article. Additionally, this presentation will identify any remaining errors or areas that still require improvements. So through this analysis, we can understand how editing contributes to producing more effective and professional written communications. Editing and proofreading are essential stages in the writing process because they help ensure that the text is clear, accurate, and well structured. So, without careful editing and proofreading, written text may contain mistakes that confuse readers, weaken the message, or reduce the credibility of the writer. Therefore, effective editing is crucial for producing high quality academic and professional writing. So, yeah, these are Hidayah's original texts. Next is Hidayah's edited text. So these are um my friend's edited work that I had been reviewing. So next, I will be explaining about the overview of Hidayah's edited work. First is the vocabulary and precision movement, where one noticeable change in the edited text is the replacement of simpler vocabulary with more precise and academic languages. Where in the original text, it's stated that people are generally better at identifying faces, but Hidayah's edited it to be like individuals are generally better at identifying faces. So the type of edit that Hidayah is using is copy editing, she uh where there are there are an improvement in the word choice, where the word individuals is used instead of people, while both words carry the same meaning, but individuals is typically preferred in academic or research based writing because it sounds more formal and objective. So using academic vocabulary helps the text align with the tone commonly used in scholarity discussions, particularly when discussing psychological or scientifical scientific phenomena. Next, is second is the sentence flow improvement, where the original text stated that face recognition is not something people are born fully developed with, but Hidayat added it to become something like face recognition is not a fully developed ability at birth. Rather, it develops over time through exposure and experience. So the type of edit that Hidayat use is line editing, where sentence flow improve, and then the phrase rather it develops over time introduce a contrast that clarifies the main idea, where the use of semicolon helps connect two closely related ideas, where first is the face recognition is not fully developed at birth, and second is it develops gradually through experience. So this structure makes the explanation clearer and emphasize the developmental nature of facial recognition ability. So next, third one is verb choice and grammar correction. The first text is these phenomenon are often called the other race effect, where Hidayat edited it. This phenomenon is commonly referred to as the other race effect, where she is using the copy editing type of edit, where grammar and verb phrase was improved, and then some edits involves um, correcting or improving the verb usage to make the sentence grammatically accurate and more suitable for academic writing. The verb phrase is commonly referred to as is more grammatically correct and formal. So it clearly introduced the technical term used in psychological research. Using an appropriate verb phrase helps improve the accuracy and the clarity of the explanation. The fourth one is improved formal tone, where the editor also replaced directly or potentially sensitive wording with more neutral and objective expressions, where the original text sounds like this does not mean that the person is racist, but rather reflects limitation in perceptual learning. The edited is this does not indicate racism, it reflects limitations in perceptual learning. The type of edit that Hidayah used is line editing, where tone and conceptual clarity been improved had been improved. So instead of using a statement about racism, the editor reframes the explanation in a more scientific and objective way. By referring to limitations in perceptual learning, the sentence explains the phenomenon as a cognitive limitation rather than a social bias. So this improves the neutrality of the text and strengthen its academic tone. Okay, so next is the remaining errors. So although the first one is the sentence sounds like although such improvement may not be always permanent, um and the problem there was incorrect word order, where the correct form should sound like although such improvement may not always be permanent. So the type of editing here is the copy editing, where the grammar, the word order is need to be correct, and then incorrect word order disrupts the natural structure of the sentence and reduce readability. So correct placement of the adverb always improves grammatical accuracy and sentence fluency. Second is the social and legal settings. The problem here was the problem settings is slightly less precise for academic writing, where the correct form should sound like social and legal context. So type of editing here is line editing, where is vocabulary precisions happen. So replacing a precise academic word with a less formal alternative may slightly weaken the academic tone of the text. The third one is significant implication for real life context. The problem here was the phrase real life should be hyphenated when used as a compound modifier. So the correct form of the sentence is significant implication for real life context. So types of editing here is punctuation. Correct hyphenation ensures grammatical accuracy and improve the professional appearance of the text. Okay, the fourth remaining errors that I had found on the text is inaccurate face recognition can lead to serious consequences, including mistaken identity. The problem here is that the sentence is grammatically correct, but could be strengthened with more specificity. For the correct form should sound like inaccurate face recognition can lead to serious consequences, including cases of mistaken identity. So type of editing here is line editing. Adding cases of makes the example clearer and more precise in describing the potential consequences. Okay, last one is the individuals are generally better at identifying faces. The problem here is that although individuals is acceptable in academic writing, but the sentence could be more specific. For example, individuals are generally better at identifying faces of their own racial group. So type of editing that I used here is line editing, where I improve the clarity and the specificity. So adding more detail improves the accuracy and explanatory depth of the statement. Okay, next is the constructive feedback. Feedback one is that the editor has successfully improved several sentences by enhancing vocabulary and sentence clarity. However, some revisions introduce minor grammatical issues related to word order. For example, adverbs such as always should normally appear between the modal verb and the main verb phrase. So correcting the word order improves the natural flow and grammatical accuracy of the sentence. Careful attention to word Be careful to word placement will ensure that revised sentences remain clear and fluent. My second feedback is that in some cases, the editor replaced words that were already suitable for academic writing. For instance, the word context is commonly used in academic writing to describe situations in which certain phenomena occur. So, maintaining precise academic vocabulary helps preserve the formal tone and credibility of the text. My third feedback is that the editor correctly used hyphenation in some terms, such as other race effect. However, similar compound modifiers should also be reviewed for consistency. For instance, hyphenating compound modifiers improve grammatical accuracy and ensures consistency throughout the text. So, proper punctuation also enhances readability and professionalism. To conclude, the editor made several effective improvements to the text, particularly in terms of vocabulary enhancement, sentence restructuring, and also academic tone. The edited version uses more formal expression, clearer explanation, and more precise wording, which helps improve the overall readability and professionalism of the text. Overall, this analysis demonstrates the importance of thorough editing and careful proofreading. Even when a text has already been revised, additional review is often necessary to identify subtle errors and refine the language. Effective editing ensures that written content communicates ideas clearly, accurately, and professionally. So I think that is all from me. Thank you.